Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright's Trials and Tribulations, where as we gather more evidence, it seems, or at least for our court record, from Iris's testimony, as Godot stops us at every step, the judge has taken exception to the latest bit added, the stone pillar, because of course it has writing on it, which can only put us in a deeper hole. This lantern, there's something written on it! What? Why, it's written in blood! Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood. It says Mayor upside down. What the? Oh yes, that's right. Wait, what's wrong with Godot? After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Mayor, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body. It certainly looks that way. Objection! Yeah, big objection here. Hang on just a minute. The real question is, why doesn't Godot already know about it, considering he's putting it in as evidence? What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Can he not see shades of red, but he can see the blood on the knife? This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Why is this affecting him so badly? Okay then. Let's move on. Godot was literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Miss O'Nim was killed by Miss Mayor Fay. That's just wrong! Now it's time to turn our attention to you. Yes, sir. After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears. Why was he so shaken? And then he just wanted to move on. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Mayor. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Crane tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... I used the Shishito to alter the way the wound looked. Alter the way the wound looked? So you moved the body? Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise O'Nim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin. A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for Twisted Fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but... You were spotted by the head nun, correct? Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back. Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Intending to make a trip. Surely that had been stopped by a bridge being out. After all, there wasn't too much time between things, was there? Unless she set fire to it on the way over, but still. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Mayor. I'm not sure we're going to get something there. But we'll press. So you waited until everything was over before making a move? No, it's not like that. Objection! She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done. I thought it was my duty to protect the future masters of the Crane tradition.
Again, I don't think I'll get anything from this statement either.
Hold it!
So then, you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey?
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed. So I've removed the body from the inner temple by myself.
That can't have been easy. Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way.
But now you're just letting it happen?
I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh?
I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
The snow, is this going to be an important thing? You dragged it?
Hold it!
The friction caused the fire.
Probably not. It's pretty amazing you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
Looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. Well, there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? Yeah, exactly. Duh. It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Ha! Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. That makes no sense at all. I mean, wash a little bit of blood, throw the body in the river. I mean, you could maybe explain it as wounds from a fall. Or might never even recovered the body. Now we know people can't get out of that river all the same, but still. Stupid. Come on. Isn't this a contradiction in and of itself because it's stupid? Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and...
Yes, we did have movement with that. This is probably the most pertinent subject we got to. The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? About the snowmobile? About the tracks? Forget it. No, about the tracks, I think. That's the thing we really talked about in court, or what happened in court with Edgeworth anyway. If you really did move a body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what is so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh? Well, then that would have covered the tracks.
And then, when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
Then it would be one way. I know, I'm confused. That kind of makes sense. But this brings times in question, doesn't it? How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? I'm going to say it's very important, because that's how we get more testimony, really. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow a statement to be added to the record. Ha! This should be fun. You, let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
But let's just check my times again here, but this is what's going on. The snow's 7 to 10. Lights out was at, you know, the death was before then. Lightning struck Dusty Bridge at 10:45. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped, would make it after 10:50, which of course, there would be no way to carry it across the bridge at that time. I mean, it's definitely this.
Objection!
Except the music didn't stop. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does. I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection denied. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Maybe. Wait, surely this is it. And it puts things really off time-wise. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right. I'm certain of it.
I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? What is going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it'd mean there's a bigger hole in the story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. Huh. Well then, Mr. Trite. Perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Yes, I did get the Matrix comment as well. The grid, to avoid copyright. Let's see what's up your sleeve. Or rather, at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. So it's actually gone back to the start, so it doesn't let us do anything from the pressing. But it doesn't let us present that to this. Which makes no sense. The murder time was anywhere between 10 and 11 PM. But if the snow was stopped at only 10:45, that leaves such a finite time frame for everything to take place. The carrying of the body to a place that's just, it's just... And the lightning hit like 5 minutes later, didn't it? At 10:50? So the bridge was unusable after that time frame. At 10:45. So technically, I mean, you can't cross. If what she says is true. Is it... What statement am I presenting to? Because it doesn't look like the other one, but it's definitely the weather data, isn't it? That's not important. But it doesn't work with that. What? I mean, why is there no blood on the snowmobile? You couldn't have got there in time anyway. The tracks make no sense. I'm going to present it to here and lose half my HP, shall I?
Objection!
What? Really? Well, I know what's right and what's wrong, so this is completely confusing. Didn't I present this to this? It's the weather report, isn't it?
Objection!
I don't understand. Oh my goodness. Right, so it's not that, it's that because the bridge was out. So I've got the information now, and I guess it's presented to here instead, but I've lost so much HP for no reason whatsoever. I'm completely at risk for the rest of this now.
Objection!
But I'm correct at last. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 PM. This doesn't seem like the right place to present that. You could play... I mean, the snow stopped by the time of the murder was good enough. I've lost all that HP. This is going to be really hard from now on. But you couldn't have crossed Dusty's bridge at that time.
But why'd you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and it caught on fire.
What did you say? The bridge, it was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? But it can't be, it can't be!
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney.
No!
You pulled, well, the testimony pulled this wool over my eyes. Order! Now we're playing on hard mode. The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection!
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. What? Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but... whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Nim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard, and second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Nim's body. He makes a good point, on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Objection!
You stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection!
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Wright, maybe you can explain this for the court. What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge was already burnt down. But somehow the body travelled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Well, not exactly, no. And there must be some other way she got across that burnt out bridge. Unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. Ack! More ack is my health loss. For no reason, because I knew the answer. Alright then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more. I still presented that statement twice thinking, oh, maybe something went wrong. Why?
About what, Your Honor?
You admitted that you've moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? Godot's a bit scared, however.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way to cross a burning bridge?
Cross a burning bridge? So it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident. It certainly was burned to a crisp and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. Right. The Dusky Bridge photo has been added. So the bridge, we're looking at the bridge as being important here. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. Trite. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the error of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. All right, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. So we do. And the testimony about moving the body. It begins with most of our health depleted due to a misunderstanding of the testimony itself, where to present rather than what to present. We now get to looking at the bridge. I'm not going to present anything just yet, of course. But with this photo given of the morning after, if we're looking at the bridge, then we probably have something to do about the two. One during, one after. A photo or not a photo? That is the question. Join me next time for more Phoenix Wright, as I think I spotted something. Bye-bye.